Big news from the Biden administration. They're now considering a new program to help undocumented spouses of US citizens. This is for those spouses who entered the United States without documents and are now here illegally. This proposal will give a solution for them, allowing them to get a green card from inside the United States. So a new information was just leaked to the New York Times, and they published an article outlining what will be a new proposal coming soon from the Biden administration in the next probably few weeks. And this is specifically focused on spouses of US citizens, but undocumented spouses of US citizens, those that enter the United States without inspection and are currently stuck in limbo. Many of them don't have many two options. Not everybody is willing to go through the process of doing a waiver and leaving the country. Too much is at stake, and this proposal will allow them to stay in the United States by applying for parole in place and processing their documents from inside the United States. I'll explain to you how it's going to work, and if this is actually going to pass, it's going to be amazing. It's going to help millions and millions of people. Before we talk about this proposal, if you're here for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos, and also give us a big like so YouTube will be able to show this video to more people just like you. Remember, if you know someone who is here without inspection, who is here undocumented, please share this video with them. It might be of some help to them. As always, if you need help with your immigration matters, send me a text 619-483-4549 or go to www.immigrationasap.com. So let's talk about this proposal coming from the administration of Biden. Now, what we know right now is that this information was leaked to the New York Times by some Biden government officials, and they were talking about the creation of a program that will help undocumented spouses of US citizens to be able to get some sort of protection from inside the United States. This protection is also known as parole in place. And what parole in place does essentially, it allows those spouses who are here unlawfully to apply for a particular permit, which would include a work permit and a right to stay in the United States. Once the parole in place is approved, later on they'll be eligible to apply for their green card inside the United States. Now that may take a few years after the parole is approved. It's not really clear how the program is going to work, but the current parole in place that is available is being utilized by spouses of US citizens who are currently in the military, and they have exactly the same program where the undocumented spouse will apply for parole in place, and once the parole in place is approved, they can go ahead and proceed and apply for adjustment of status. So we think if this program will go through, it will have a similar impact, it will have a similar process of applying for this parole in place. And again, the issue right now is that if you enter the United States without inspection, without any paperwork, I'm not talking about those spouses that entered with a visa and then they overstayed. Those spouses have not really any issues. Even if they marry a US citizen and they overstay, they can always fix their paperwork inside the United States. But if you came here without inspection, and even if you married a US citizen, eventually you have to exit the country. You have to file for a waiver. Those waivers are expensive. They're also taking a long time to process. And if this new program will be implemented, it will allow spouses to do everything from inside the United States, and therefore not risking separation of families, not risking the potential of a waiver being denied. And it's kind of very frustrating for a lot of these families because many of them are not even starting the process because they're worried about leaving the United States. Well, this is going to resolve all this if passed. Now, it's interesting because this proposal is coming literally weeks after Biden announced very harsh asylum rules, essentially banning people from applying for asylum if they don't meet certain requirements, implementing stricter asylum processing at the border, giving more power to officers at the border to make decisions about applicants' eligibility for asylum, and people are concerned that quite a few applicants are not going to be able to apply for asylum because of some of these new proposals that Biden implemented just a few weeks ago. Now, again, this new proposal that is not yet been published anywhere except from the New York Times, if in fact it will pass, if in fact we'll have some information about it, and they will implement this parole in place, then it will be almost like a balancing factor between the harsh rules of asylum, essentially banning so many people from applying to asylum, and allowing suddenly, on the other hand, for millions of applicants who are here undocumented, currently married to US citizens, to allow them to adjust and legalize themselves from inside the United States. And in fact, Biden just a few days ago, responding to a reporter that says why he's taking so strict steps on immigration, Biden said, for those of you that say that I've taken strict measures on immigration, just be patient, wait and see. Which means he has something else up his sleeve, maybe this particular one about undocumented spouses of US citizens. That one, if it passes, whatever that proposal is, if it's going to include this parole in place that I just described to you, it will help millions of people in the United States at the moment, and this might happen even before the election. So let's wait and see. Obviously, I'll keep you posted right here on this channel. And again, if you have any questions about this, if you have any comments, please let me know in the comments below. I read all of them and try to respond to them as fast as we can. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on our next video.